I have a question for you. How many times have you truly considered what a simple nut might be doing inside your body? Most people never stop to think about it. We've all heard the usual advice. Nuts are great for your heart, packed with healthy fats, and a far better snack than sugary or salty junk food. Especially for those over 60, swapping chips or cookies for a handful of almonds or walnuts seems like a no-brainer. But there's something you haven't been told. In fact, it might come as a surprise. New research now suggests that while some nuts can support healthy aging, others might be doing the opposite, causing harm slowly and silently. In particular, a few popular nuts often recommended for older adults might actually increase inflammation, narrow the arteries, interfere with certain medications, or even reduce cognitive performance when consumed in excess or in the wrong way. The most concerning part? These nuts are likely sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. You've probably eaten them this week, thinking they were doing something good for your heart, your brain, or your waistline. And yet, for people over 60, their effects might be more complex, and in some cases more harmful than you've been led to believe. Take walnuts, for example. Long regarded as one of the healthiest snacks out there, walnuts have earned a reputation as a brain nut, in part because their wrinkled shape looks like a miniature human brain. They've been widely praised for their high levels of antioxidants, plant-based protein, and omega-3 fatty acids. For decades, health professionals have pointed to walnuts as a natural way to support brain function, improve cholesterol, and reduce the risk of heart disease. And yes, to be fair, some of that praise is well-deserved. Walnuts are rich in beneficial compounds like melatonin, polyphenol, and magnesium. But if you're over 60, there's an aspect of walnuts that you likely haven't been told about, an aspect that could be raising your blood pressure, stiffening your arteries, and clouding your memory without you even realizing it. Here's the problem. Walnuts contain not just omega-3 fats, but also a large amount of omega-6 fatty acids, especially linoleic acid. Now, omega-6 fats are technically essential for the body. They play a role in cell structure, immune function, and even brain development. But here's where things get tricky. In modern diets, especially those rich in processed food, refined oils, and grain-fed meats, we tend to consume omega-6 fats in quantities that are far too high. This creates a dangerous imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats in the body. And once that balance is tipped, omega-6 fats stop helping and start hurting. They begin to compete with omega-3s for space in our cells and enzymes in our metabolism. The result? A rise in chronic inflammation. Inflammation, particularly low-grade chronic inflammation, is at the root of many age-related diseases. Arthritis, Alzheimer's, heart disease, even certain cancers. All of these conditions have been linked to systemic inflammation. And unfortunately, as we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to this kind of damage. Our immune system slowed down, our ability to clear free radicals diminishes, and our cellular repair mechanisms aren't as efficient as they once were. So consuming large amounts of omega-6, even from natural sources like walnuts, can actually accelerate some of the very processes we're trying to prevent. What's even more troubling is that walnuts have nearly 10 times more omega-6 than omega-3. That means if you're snacking on big handfuls of walnuts every day, thinking you're getting a brain boost or heart protection, you might actually be feeding the fire of inflammation inside your body, especially if you're also consuming vegetable oils like soybeans, sunflower, or corn oil, or eating processed foods made with those oils. It doesn't stop there. Excess omega-6 fatty acids can also impair the function of your endothelial cells, the thin layer of cells lining your blood vessels. These cells play a critical role in regulating circulation, blood pressure, and even preventing blood clots. When they're inflamed, your blood vessels become stiffer and less responsive. This increases your risk of hypertension and makes it harder for your heart to pump blood efficiently. For seniors trying to maintain energy levels, circulation, and independence, that's a serious concern. Arterial stiffness and poor blood flow don't just impact your heart. They affect your brain, your muscles, your digestion, and even your vision. Now, this doesn't mean walnuts are bad or should be eliminated entirely. On the contrary, they can still offer real health benefits when consumed correctly. But the key phrase here is when consumed correctly. For individuals over 60, that means being more strategic about portion sizes, combinations, and frequency. The ideal approach is to limit your walnut intake to no more than 5 to 7 halves per day. That's just a small handful. It's best to eat them raw or dry roasted without added oils or salt. Never mix them with high omega-6 oils like corn or soybean oil. And always aim to pair them with high omega-3 foods such as chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, or fatty fish like salmon and sardines. Doing so can help restore the fat balance your body needs to fight inflammation rather than fuel it. Another important point that's often overlooked is how walnuts are stored. Because of their high fat content, walnuts can go rancid very quickly, especially when exposed to light, heat, or air. Rancid oils not only taste unpleasant, they also generate free radicals that damage your cells and accelerate aging. That's why it's important to store walnuts in the refrigerator in an airtight container. If you've been eating from a bag that's been sitting in your pantry for weeks or months, it might be doing more harm than good, even if the nuts still taste okay. So, if you've been eating walnuts every day, thinking they're a heart-healthy snack, you might want to reconsider. This doesn't mean giving them up completely. It simply means being smarter about how you use them, treating them as a targeted tool rather than an unlimited free-for-all. Small amounts, paired with the right foods, can still provide nutritional support. But unchecked, especially in an already omega-6 heavy diet, they may be doing the opposite of what you hoped. And this is just the beginning. There are other nuts, too, that can either support or sabotage your health after 60, depending on how they're consumed. Some might surprise you. Others may already be part of your routine. Either way, understanding their true impact could help you make better decisions for your heart, your brain, and your long-term health. So stay tuned for what's next, because we're just getting started. They may be contributing to your unexplained high blood pressure, joint pain, post-meal weariness, or brain fog. The good news is, within a few weeks, simply reducing or appropriately balancing them might result in observable gains in circulation, energy, and even mental clarity. It's not necessary to cut out all nuts completely. However, you do need to understand what is working for your body and what may be silently working against it. Often, people eat what they believe are healthy options, not realizing that these seemingly clean and wholesome foods could be causing a cascade of problems in the background. One of the biggest examples is a certain nut that shows up in nearly every keto snack. It hides in health food bars, low-carb mixes, and even upscale organic snack packs. It's smooth, it's buttery, and it seems harmless. Nevertheless, it can interfere with calcium absorption and even raise blood sugar levels more than expected. That nut is cashews. Let's take a deeper look at why cashews, despite their innocent appearance, could be one of the most deceptive and problematic nuts to consume, especially after the age of 60. Cashews are silky and creamy, and they have a mild taste that blends into practically any flavor profile. Their texture is gentle, not too oily, not too hard. For these reasons, they've found their way into everything from trail mixes and keto bars to vegan cheeses and milk alternatives. But what many people don't know is that cashews come with a serious trifecta concerns, particularly for older adults dealing with digestive issues, kidney stress, or blood sugar imbalance. First, let's address the blood sugar issue. Cashews have a surprisingly high glycemic index compared to most other nuts. While many nuts are low in carbs and high in fiber, cashews contain close to 9 grams of carbohydrates per ounce with very little fiber to offset the spike. This means cashews can elevate your blood sugar levels far more quickly than pistachios, walnuts, or almonds. And for nearly 48% of adults over age 65 who are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, this kind of spike can be very damaging. Even mild increases in blood sugar can result in mood swings, fatigue, brain fog, and long-term damage to critical systems like your heart, nerves, eyes, and muscles. That's just the beginning. The second concern is a high oxalate content in cashews. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plants that can bind with calcium in your body and crystallize, especially in the kidneys. This is how kidney stones form. And if you're over 60, your kidneys are already more sensitive, especially if you're on medications for blood pressure, experiencing occasional dehydration, or living with restricted mobility. Cashews not only block calcium absorption, they may even contribute to calcium loss in the body over time. This can quietly lead to joint pain, bone thinning, or even early signs of osteoporosis. For those with weakened bone density or joint sensitivity, this is a major concern. The third problem with cashews is toxin exposure. Most people don't realize that truly raw cashews are not safe to eat. They contain a toxic resin in their shell, the same substance found in poison ivy, known as urushiol. Before cashews can be sold, they must go through a heat treatment, usually steaming or roasting, to eliminate this dangerous compound. However, while the industrial processing does remove most of it, in rare cases, small residues can remain. For sensitive individuals who consume cashews regularly, this could lead to allergic reactions, skin irritations, or subtle digestive issues that are often misattributed to other causes. While not everyone will experience this, it's still something to keep in mind, especially if you've been snacking on cashews daily and feeling off afterward without understanding why. Another important point to consider is how incredibly easy it is to overeat cashews. Unlike other nuts with stronger flavors or rougher textures, cashews go down smoothly. Their subtle taste makes them one of the most over-snacked nuts out there. And when you're over 60, your metabolism slows down, your digestion changes, and your body doesn't tolerate large quantities of fat or carbohydrates as well as it once did. A single handful of cashews can quickly become 2 or 3, especially when they're part of a trail mix or snack bar. That small indulgence can lead to blood sugar spikes, bloating, or even lingering joint stiffness the next day. This is especially problematic if you've been dealing with unexplained fatigue, discomfort after meals, or recurring digestive troubles. So what should you do if you enjoy cashews? You don't need to panic or completely eliminate them, but you do need to approach them with caution and awareness. Limit your intake to no more than 1 ounce per serving, which is about 16 to 18 whole cashews. Make sure to choose only dry roasted, unsalted varieties. Never go for the kinds that are roasted in oil or coated in salt, as those add even more strain on your system. Also, avoid eating them daily. Reducing your intake to just once or twice per week can have a significant impact on your blood sugar levels, kidney function, and overall inflammation. If you've been feeling low energy, dealing with bloating, or suffering from stiffness and aches that don't seem to go away, cashews might be part of the picture. The good news is there are plenty of better alternatives out there, but even those come with their own set of warnings. Up next, we're going to look at a nut that most people think of as fancy, premium, and even healthy, yet for older adults, especially those with circulatory or cardiovascular issues, it might quietly be causing more harm than good. We're talking about macadamia nuts. These creamy, rich nuts are often considered a luxury food. They're among the most expensive nuts you can buy and often show up in gourmet snack blends or high-end health foods. But beneath that fancy reputation lies a serious concern. For people over 60, macadamia nuts may be one of the most problematic due to their extremely high saturated fat content and the strain they place on the heart. Yes, they do taste great. Their buttery mouthfeel is decadent, almost opulent. Indeed, there are some beneficial monounsaturated fats in macadamia, but that's only half the story. The other half is a function of the fat in an aging body. First, let's talk about something that most people don't think about. The nut with the most calories is macadamia nuts. 1 ounce is more than 21 grams of fat and around 200 calories, which is more than twice as much as a serving of pistachios or almonds. You may be asking yourself, but it's good fat, right? The catch is this: our metabolism drastically slows down as we become older. Simply put, your body no longer processes calories in the same manner as it did when you were in your 30s or 40s. This implies that eating these high-calorie nuts on a regular basis without weighing your quantities can easily result in weight gain. Furthermore, gaining weight beyond 60 isn't solely motivated by vanity. Type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, joint tension, and even reduction in mobility are all made more likely by excess body fat. There's more, though. Additionally, macadamia have a significant saturated fat content, 3.4 grams per ounce. That is significantly more than what many seniors should eat on a regular basis, and more than most other nuts. Why is this important? due to the fact that saturated fat can increase bad LDL cholesterol, decrease arterial elasticity, and elevate the risk of atherosclerosis or artery hardening. That is a complete opposite of what you desire after the age of 60. Even worse, macadamia are frequently marketed in bulk quantities without any portion control instructions, excessively salted and oil roasted in subpar fats. These extra fats and salts exacerbate inflammation, particularly in older adults who suffer from high blood pressure, water retention, or slow digestion. Let's take a moment to discuss digestion. Because macadamia nuts are so dense, they must be broken down by significant bioproduction. However, a lot of people over 60 have either a slow gallbladder or none at all. This implies that the fat from macadamias may remain in the stomach undigested, resulting in reflux, bloating, nausea, and even a lack of nutrients. Additionally, macadamia are among the worst nuts you may eat if you have had gallstones or gallbladder surgery. They are also incredibly dense and rigid. For elderly people with weak jaws, dental crowns or bridges or brittle teeth, this is a serious risk in their 70s. Nobody wants to have a chipped tooth from a single bite. Here's a real-world issue. Due to their high cost, many seniors on a tight budget purchase macadamia in discounted packs that have been on store shelves for months. The oxidized lipids in old macadamia outweigh the inflammation. Additionally, oxidized fats have been connected to cellular aging, cognitive loss, and elevated oxidative stress in artery walls. Are macadamia nuts evil then? Not always. They can be included in your diet if you're active, healthy, and consume them in moderation. However, they really provide too few advantages and too many risks for the majority of seniors. Instead, you can do this. If you enjoy the flavor, limit yourself to no more than 4 or 5 nuts per week. Select only dry, roasted, unsalted varieties. They should never be served with dessert, wine, or other high-fat foods. Additionally, cease right away if you get cognitive fog, indigestion, or bloating later. Even better, make the switch to nuts that are easier to digest, lighter, and higher in fiber, similar to almonds or pistachios. We'll discuss those in more detail next because we're finally getting to the good guys in the following section. Let's start with a nut that helps elders be more regular, reduce cholesterol, and strengthen their bones. Let's discuss almonds. After discussing the dangers of certain popular nuts, let's move on to a nut that if you're over 60, you should definitely have in your kitchen. I am referring to almonds. No, it's not only because they're convenient and crunchy. One of the most nutrient-dense and well-rounded nuts for seniors is almonds, particularly with regard to cholesterol, brain protection, and bone health. Let's dissect it. Bone loss becomes a quiet threat beyond age 60. The hips, spine, and wrist begin to lose density in both men and women. The danger of falls increases. Additionally, fractures may result in extended hospital stays and irreversible loss of mobility. Almonds excel in this situation. 1 ounce, or roughly 23 almonds, has more than 3.5 grams of fiber, which aids in digestion and helps prevent constipation, a common concern among older adults. Fiber also plays a role in reducing cholesterol levels by binding to it in the digestive tract and flushing it out of the body. This can be critical in reducing the risk of heart disease, which becomes more prevalent as we age. But it doesn't end there. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects the brain from oxidative stress, which can lead to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative conditions. Seniors who include almonds in their diet may find better memory retention and improve cognitive clarity over time. On the bone health front, almonds contain important minerals like magnesium and phosphorus, both of which contribute to maintenance of bone density. These minerals are vital in preventing osteoporosis and ensuring stronger bones that are less prone to fractures. Furthermore, almonds are a plant-based source of calcium, which adds another layer of protection for the skeletal system. As we age, the absorption of calcium slows down, and including bioavailable sources, such as almonds, becomes more and more important. What makes almonds even more impressive is their protein content. They provide about 6 grams of protein per ounce, which is essential for maintaining muscle mass and physical strength. Sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, is a real concern after 60, and incorporating protein-rich foods like almonds can slow this decline and help maintain independence and mobility. Additionally, almonds support heart health with their high content of monounsaturated fats, the type of healthy fat that promotes good HDL cholesterol and lowers harmful LDL cholesterol. Unlike macadamias, which are heavy in saturated fats, almonds help reduce the risk of cardiovascular issues without compromising overall caloric balance. Another practical reason to favor almonds is their versatility and ease of digestion. Compared to macadamias, they are less oily, lighter on the stomach, and don't require excessive bile for digestion. This makes them far more suitable for those with sluggish gallbladders or past gallbladder issues. In fact, many seniors report improved digestive comfort when switching from dense nuts like macadamias to fiber-rich almonds. They're also less likely to cause bloating, reflux, or heaviness after a meal. And let's not forget their tooth-friendly texture. Almonds, especially when soaked or sliced, are easier on dental work than the rock-hard structure of macadamias. Even when budget is a concern, almonds are often more cost-effective and available in fresher, smaller packages with clear expiration dates and portion recommendations. You can find them raw, roasted, sliced, slivered, or ground into flour, all without adding harmful oils or preservatives. Choose unsalted, dry roasted varieties or raw almonds to get the most benefit. A handful a day, around 23 almonds, fits easily into your daily calorie budget while offering significant health gains. So, while macadamias might feel like a luxury treat, the long-term cost they pose to your health, especially as you age, may not be worth it. Almonds, on the other hand, give you crunch, flavor, and a treasure chest of benefits without the baggage. Keep a small jar in your pantry or snack drawer, add a few to your morning oatmeal or a salad, and make them part of your healthy aging toolbox. They're not just a snack, they're an investment in your longevity. Almonds are often praised for their crunchy texture and nutty flavor, but their real power lies in their nutritional content. A single serving of almonds provides about 3.5 grams of fiber, 97 milligrams of calcium, and nearly 20% of your daily magnesium needs. This might not seem like much at first glance, but it has huge implications for your health, especially as you age. You see, your bones require more than just calcium to stay strong. It's the combination of calcium and magnesium that provides the structural integrity and density your bones need to avoid conditions like osteoporosis or fractures later in life. Magnesium plays an often overlooked but essential role in this process. Think of it as the traffic cop for calcium. It directs calcium to where it should go, your bones and teeth, instead of allowing it to collect in your arteries where it can contribute to the buildup of plaque, which increases the risk of heart disease and strokes. This regulatory role of magnesium becomes especially important if you're someone who has been prescribed calcium supplements. Taking calcium in isolation, without adequate magnesium, could potentially do more harm than good by sending calcium to the wrong areas of your body. That's where whole foods like almonds shine. They offer a perfectly balanced nutritional profile that helps your body absorb and utilize key nutrients more effectively and safely than supplements alone. But the benefits don't stop at bones and arteries. Almonds also contain healthy fats that elevate HDL, the good cholesterol, and lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, helping protect your heart. On top of that, they're loaded with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that supports both brain function and skin health. And let's not forget the flavonoids. These are concentrated in the skin of the almond and, when combined with vitamin E, they double the antioxidant effects. This matters more than you might think, especially when it comes to memory and cognitive function. According to a study from Tufts University, people who regularly ate almonds showed significant improvements in memory recall and experienced slower cognitive decline. That's incredibly meaningful because as we age, concerns about memory loss and mental sharpness become increasingly common. Oxidative damage to brain cells is a key driver of these declines, and antioxidants like those in almonds help protect your brain from that kind of damage. Now, when it comes to incorporating almonds into your daily routine, moderation is key. Around 15 to 20 almonds per day is a great amount. Choose raw or dry roasted varieties and steer clear of those heavily salted or flavored options that can spike blood pressure and lead to water retention. Always chew almonds thoroughly to aid digestion and avoid choking risks, especially for those who may have dental issues or difficulty swallowing. In such cases, almond butter, almond flour, or even adding ground almonds to smoothies can offer the same benefits in a gentler, more manageable way. And always choose almonds with their skin intact, because that's where those powerful flavonoids reside. Beyond bone and brain health, almonds are also great for digestion. Their fiber content supports regular bowel movements, something that's particularly valuable given that about 40% of people over the age of 65 suffer from some level of constipation. The fiber also helps to regulate blood sugar by slowing down how quickly food is broken down and absorbed, which prevents those rapid spikes and dips in energy. Thanks to their low glycemic index, healthy fat, and fiber content, almonds can be a strategic snack for maintaining stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. But remember, portion control is important. Nuts are calorie-dense, and eating them in excess, even healthy ones like almonds, can lead to bloating or weight gain if you're not careful. Now that we've covered almonds, let's turn our attention to a smaller, greener nut that often gets overlooked: pistachios. These little green gems might just be one of the most underrated superfoods for seniors. Packed in tiny beige shells, pistachios are not only a delicious snack, but also a powerhouse when it comes to supporting blood sugar and blood pressure, two of the most important factors in senior health. As we grow older, maintaining normal blood pressure becomes more challenging. Arteries become less elastic, the risk of fluid retention increases, and many people take medications that can affect blood pressure regulation. With more than 63% of people over 60 already dealing with high blood pressure, this is not a small concern. That's where pistachios step in. They are naturally high in potassium, about 285 milligrams per ounce, which helps offset the negative effects of sodium and relaxes the blood vessel walls, leading to improved circulation and lower blood pressure. Unlike many snack foods, pistachios are naturally low in sodium, making them a great heart-friendly option. In fact, a clinical study published in the journal Hypertension found that regular consumption of pistachios could lower systolic blood pressure by up to 5 points. That's comparable to the effect of some mild blood pressure medications, but without the risk of side effects. But pistachios don't stop at just blood pressure. They're also high in L-arginine, an amino acid that supports the production of nitric oxide. This compound helps keep your blood vessels open and flexible, which improves circulation and reduces strain on your heart. Better blood flow means your muscles and organs, including your brain, get more oxygen and nutrients. This can lead to fewer leg cramps, better energy levels, and improved endurance. If you've noticed feeling colder lately or having trouble walking for long periods, poor circulation may be blamed, and pistachios can help. And while their cardiovascular and circulatory benefits are already impressive, pistachios also support metabolic health. They contain fiber, healthy fats, and protein, all of which work together to help stabilize blood sugar levels. For people managing insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes, this can be especially helpful. And just like with almonds, moderation matters. Stick to a small handful per day, about 1 ounce, to enjoy the benefits without overdoing the calories. All in all, almonds and pistachios are nutrient-dense, satisfying, and incredibly beneficial for older adults. They support the pillars of aging health: strong bones, a healthy heart, good digestion, better memory, and steady blood sugar. Making them a regular part of your daily diet is a small change that can deliver long-term results in how you feel and function every day. Pistachios are more than just a delicious snack. They're a powerhouse of nutrients with some surprising benefits, especially for older adults. These green and purple-hued nuts are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that are especially valuable for eye health. These compounds protect the macula, the central region of the retina that allows for sharp, detailed vision. This is critically important because age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, is a leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. While carrots often get the spotlight for eye health, pistachios provide essential nutrients that help protect your ability to read, drive, and recognize loved ones as you age. But their benefits go far beyond the eyes. Another standout benefit of pistachios is their role in blood sugar regulation. They contain a smart balance of protein, fiber, and healthy fats while maintaining a low glycemic index. This means they won't cause dramatic spikes in blood sugar like high-carb snacks often do. In fact, Studies have shown that eating pistachios can actually reduce post-meal glucose spikes by up to 30%, a significant breakthrough for the estimated 25% of older adults who are dealing with diabetes or prediabetes. Not only are they blood sugar friendly, but they're also easier to eat. Pistachios are softer than nuts like almonds or macadamia, making them a safer choice for those with dental concerns such as dentures or crowns. Their natural shell also plays a clever role in portion control. The act of shelling each pistachio slows you down, which helps you eat more mindfully. In fact, a study published in the International Journal of Obesity found that people who shelled their own pistachios ate fewer calories overall. The visual cue of the empty shells served as a reminder of how much they had consumed, an excellent tool for seniors managing their weight or trying to avoid overeating. When choosing pistachios, opt for varieties that are lightly salted or unsalted to limit sodium intake. Stick to about 49 pistachios per day, which is roughly 1 ounce. Store them in a cool, dark place and refrigerate them for maximum freshness. Chew them thoroughly to support digestion, especially if swallowing is a concern. And don't overlook those beautiful colors. Pistachios' green and purple shades come from natural antioxidants that help fight aging and cellular damage throughout the body, from your brain and heart to your skin. Altogether, pistachios make a nearly perfect snack for older adults. They support eye health, help regulate blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and assist with weight management, all in a format that's safe and easy to eat. But pistachios aren't the only nut worthy of attention. Let's take a look at hazelnuts, a rich, sweet nut that's often overshadowed by flashier options. Hazelnuts are most commonly associated with dessert spreads, but they offer powerful health benefits that are especially meaningful as we age. Their true value lies in what they do inside the body, starting with brain protection. One of the biggest threats to aging brains is oxidative stress, which is damage caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that harm healthy cells and speed up aging. Hazelnuts are one of nature's best sources of vitamin E, especially the alpha-tocopherol form, which is a potent antioxidant. Vitamin E supports nerve function, protects brain cells, and reduces the risk of cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. A study published in the Nutrients Journal in 2020 found that older adults who consumed vitamin E-rich foods like hazelnuts had better memory retention and less brain shrinkage over time. But hazelnuts go even further. They're also a heart-healthy food. They're packed with copper and manganese, 2 minerals that support flexible blood vessels and efficient oxygen transport. They also contain magnesium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and monounsaturated fats that reduce bad LDL cholesterol. This combination of nutrients keeps arteries elastic, improves circulation, and reduces the risk of heart attack and stroke, 2 major concerns for aging adults. And just like pistachios, hazelnuts are easy to digest and gentler on the stomach than high-fat nuts. They are also softer than almonds and easier to chew than macadamias, making them an ideal option for seniors with dental concerns or slower digestion. In addition to supporting the brain and heart, hazelnuts offer benefits for the skin. Their antioxidant content helps combat signs of aging by reducing cell damage, promoting healthier, more youthful skin. All of this makes hazelnuts a quietly powerful addition to the diet of anyone over 60. Whether you're looking to protect your brain, support heart health, or simply enjoy a snack that's rich, nutritious, and easy on the body, hazelnuts might just be the best-kept secret in the nut aisle. Hazelnuts are rich in natural oils that enhance skin hydration and suppleness, along with flavonoids that reduce inflammation and folate that support cell regeneration. These qualities make hazelnuts beneficial from the inside out, offering support for skin health, heart health, and cognitive function. To get the most from hazelnuts, consume about 20 nuts or 1 ounce daily, preferably dry, roasted, and unsalted, with their skins on, since the skin contains the highest concentration of flavonoids. If chewing is an issue, hazelnut butter or adding them to smoothies is a great alternative. A powerful yet underrated pairing is hazelnuts and berries, as the vitamin C in berries helps the body absorb vitamin E from hazelnuts, creating a nutrient-rich combination that supports brain health. After 60, hazelnuts become one of the most well-rounded nuts you can add to your daily diet. We've also talked about which nuts to avoid. Peanuts due to mold toxins and inflammation, Cashews because they spike blood sugar and may raise kidney stone risk. Macadamia for their heavy saturated fat content and digestive strain. And pine nuts which may interfere with medication and alter taste. On the other hand, the 4 best nuts include almonds for bone health and digestion, walnuts for brain function and sleep, pistachios for blood pressure, vision, and sugar balance, and hazelnuts for circulation and mental sharpness. A simple daily routine could look like this. Start your morning with 10 to 15 almonds with skins. Enjoy a handful of pistachios in the afternoon, and have 5 to 7 walnut halves in the evening, maybe with berries for better sleep. 2 to 3 times a week. Include 15 hazelnuts with fruit or tea. Avoid daily consumption of peanuts, especially processed peanut butter, and limit the others if you have relevant health conditions. Small, consistent changes like these can strengthen your heart, your brain, and your independence over time.